Howdy, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friends. God's blessings upon you. Let's praise the Lord together, my friends. We have all awakened in God's shelter. Now we've come to praise His name together. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good, my friends. My friends. Sing Hosanna. Hosanna. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Allah pa ya ba Allah pa. In the sanctuary of our Lord's protection and the stronghold of our Lord's defense. With His love, our spirits are illumined as we glorify His name. Our hearts are blessed. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. My friend. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, my friend. My friend. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I tried to finish on the beat. I don't know what was going on later on in that song, but good morning, everyone. Hello, Mike. Hello, Nevada. Good to see both of you here. And hello, Jeremiah. How you doing? You good? How you doing, Daryl?
Doing very well.
You
Thank
good?
you. How are you?
I'm a little warm, but I don't know. You got time? I got a few things I could. No, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. The
Good.
weather's nice, and I'm doing okay. I'm a little bothered by the fact that I got a little off the beat there, and I'm like, so folks, if it seemed like there was a little point, we should just move on. I shouldn't mention it, but that's not my makeup. I like to acknowledge my mistakes, and there was something about that that just wait a minute, it's a little bit off. But anyway, still, it's sincere. And that's what's most important. So good morning, everyone. And I'm having a senior moment here. I guess it's time for us to start our program. We have
Yes,
started it.
let's
And
do
I
that.
guess it's time first, as always, to start with. Well, no, I know what I didn't do. I didn't say good morning to the folks in Zoom. Good morning, everyone in Zoom. And good morning, everyone out there in Facebook land, whether you are seeing this in real time as we're doing it or maybe streaming it later. Good morning. It's good to see all of you. And hopefully, you're finding some real value and getting some real joy out of our attempts at teaching and talking about the beautiful writings of the Baha'i Faith. And with that in mind, Daryl, would you like to begin?
Sure. We'll start with a prayer. This prayer is by Baha'u'llah. Magnified be thy name, O Lord my God. Thou art he whom all things worship, and who worshipeth no one, who is the Lord of all things, and is the vassal of none, who knoweth all things, and is known of none. Thou didst wish to make thyself known unto men, therefore thou didst through a word of thy mouth bring creation into being, and fashion the universe. There is none other God except thee, the fashioner, the creator, the Almighty, the most powerful. I implore thee by this word that has shone forth above the horizon of thy will, to enable me to drink deep of the living waters, through which thou hast vivified the hearts of thy chosen ones, and quickened the souls of them that love thee, that I may at all times and under all conditions turn my face wholly towards thee. Thou art the God of power, of glory and bounty. No God is there beside thee, the supreme ruler, the all glorious, the omniscient. And again, that's by Baha'u'llah.
And thank you, Daryl. Thank you very much. And
Welcome.
if you were with us, or even if you weren't, for those of you who were with us, you recall that we are beginning this comparatively short book based, I mean, compared to what we've done for many of the books, several of the books we've done before. In fact, all of the books we've done before. This is a pretty quick read, but it's called The Seven Valleys. I don't know that we're going to do the four valleys, but definitely going to do the seven valleys by Baha'u'llah. And it is about a spiritual journey. It is Baha'u'llah explaining by using the metaphor of seven valleys, the stages of going through this spiritual journey as we uh, hopefully attempting to become one with our Maker. Okay, or become close to our Maker is probably a better way of saying that. And so there's this take of seven valleys. And I think, good morning, Lauren. And I think one of the questions that everyone should be asking, no, some questions. Number one, am I on a spiritual journey? Do I acknowledge that I'm on a spiritual journey? You know, do I put any real emphasis on that? Or am I simply thinking about things in as far as, you know, the physical, the material? But am I on a physical, am I consciously on a spiritual journey? And last week, we uh, we actually got into the first valley. Baha'u'llah gives us. He starts with a prayer well, let's say a greeting that includes a prayer, but he's greeting the person that he's writing this to. He's writing this all in a letter, and he gets to the point where he finally gets to that first valley, and he says, first of all, he says, "Peace be upon him who followeth the right path." And he says the stages that mark the wayfarer's journey. And I'm saying this, Mike, because last week we had a little bit of conversation about the word wayfarer. I said wayfarer to me meant traveler. Mike said wayfarer to him kind of meant a hobo. And Pamela Payne, who joins us through Facebook, she actually looked the word up. And Mike, actually, your your definition is a little closer to what the definition. They did not use the word hobo, but they did say a traveler who doesn't have a particular destination.
Or direction.
Yeah,
A particular direction or
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
destination.
yeah, yeah. That particular direction. Yes, yes, yes. And so I don't know. Maybe going through these valleys on this spiritual journey, hopefully, is a transformation from being directionless to reaching that goal of having becoming closer to that light and life that bring that of having God at the center of our life. That's just me, kind of, I don't know, kind of thinking that way. But yeah, that term wayfarer is not as just a general traveler. And I know it's someone who travels, like you said, without direction, without a goal in mind. And with that being said,
Well, the other thing that's important about this is about this whole treatise is that Baha'u'llah wrote this before he actually declared who he
That I did
was.
not know.
Yes.
But
This
now
is
that you're mentioning it, now that I
so
think
this
about
is
the time
about
frame,
his
you're right.
path. It's about his path and his journey
You are telling me so
toward
much that I did
towards
not know.
God.
That I did not know. Okay. All that being said, we finished last week. We had gotten into the Valley of Search, which we are still in. And I don't know, Daryl. Even though we finished in the middle, could you start that first? I mean, that paragraph at the from start from the first full paragraph on that page. We read that last week,
Sure.
but I think that's a good starting point.
So he starts by saying the steed of this valley is patience. Without patience, the wayfarer on his journey will reach nowhere and attain no goal. Nor should he ever be downhearted. If he strive for 100,000 years and yet fail to behold the beauty of the friend, he should not falter. For those who seek the Kaaba of for us rejoice in the tidings. In our ways will we guide them. In their search, they will have stoutly girded up the loins of service and seek at every moment to journey from the plane of heedlessness into the realm of being. No bond shall hold them back, and no counsel shall deter them.
And I want to point out that those last couple of sentences that you just read, we really put some attention into that. Okay, in their search, they have stoutly girded up the
The
loins
loins of
of
service.
service. Yes, serving. I'm assuming serving others,
Yes.
and seek at every moment to journey from the plane of heedlessness into the realm of being. And I remember talking about how to juxtapose those two, it seems to imply that when you are heedless, you're not really concerned about these spiritual things. And I don't know. Again, that's just me. I'm again no authority here, no authority to translate or interpret, but from heedlessness into the realm of being seems to me to imply that once you start paying more attention, shall we say,
Right.
emphasizing a spirit of working towards that spiritual goal of coming closer to God, that you start coming into actual beyond the physical existence, something beyond, because from heedlessness into the realm of being.
Yeah, it's from a stage of a lack of awareness into being aware.
Okay, alrighty,
Heedlessness. I am not aware. I just and maybe going as far as to say I'm careless.
okay. And
No bond shall hold them back, and no counsel shall deter them.
whoa,
It is
hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Nothing.
nothing shall hold them back, and nothing shall deter them.
Okay, so you have to really be dedicated. You have
Absolutely.
to, in other words, it sounds like you have to want you have to want this, whatever this goal is, you really have to want it. No bond shall hold them back, and no counsel. And I know we talked about this last week, but okay, what's your take on that? No counsel shall deter them.
Well, it just means that they will not heed any outside interference.
Well, I'm going to ask you this
Nothing,
question, Daryl. I
nothing.
asked Mike the same question last week. When you decided to in your spiritual journey, maybe to acknowledge the spiritual journey, and you decided to become a part of the Baha'i faith, did you run into any resistance from anyone that you
Oh,
talked to about it?
absolutely.
Oh, you did, because I don't know, Mike. If I
I,
recall, you said you didn't really have to. So you did, huh?
I did. There was some.
Okay,
There
okay.
was some. There were folks who asked me if I was sure that I wasn't joining a cult. You
There you
know.
go. And I think we did talk about that last week.
So
Yes, yes, yes. We did talk about that last week. Okay, continue, please.
it is incumbent upon these servants that they cleanse the heart, which is the wellspring of divine treasures, from every marking, that they turn away from imitation,
Hmm.
which is following the traces of their forefathers and sires. Shut the door of friendliness and enmity upon all people of the earth. In this journey, the seeker reacheth a stage wherein He seeth all created things wandering distracted in search of the friend.
You know I'm not going to let you go any further without. First of all, turn away from imitation. Who are we imitating? Who is the
Our
seeker imitating?
forefathers, our fathers,
In what ways
they,
are they? Might the seeker be, or the person in the valley of search? What might they be imitating? Uh, I don't know, traditions.
they're
Maybe.
definitely traditions,
Okay,
rituals.
rituals. Okay, 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 okay. So when I read that, and shut the door of friendliness and enmity upon all the people of the earth. I think about turn away from imitation, which is following the traces of their forefathers and sires. I can't help thinking about Jesus saying, "You must be born again."
Right.
And to me, there's a common meaning there, a common thread uh, that kind of says, I know that in having come up as Christian, uh, that it might have a different meaning, but to me, it means you have to start all over. I mean, think about what it really means to be born again.
Right.
The slate of whatever you think you knew is kind of wiped clean. You got to let all your preconceived notions, all your prejudices, all the things that you have taken for granted and have not questioned, you've just imitated. You've got to put those aside now. And it says, even shut the door of friendliness and enmity upon all the peoples of the earth. So, your friends, I don't think it means forget them, but don't let that be a stumbling block.
Absolutely.
And don't let any negative feelings toward people be a stumbling block on this search. I'm shutting up.
Okay. This is for the searcher. How
Mm.
many a Jacob will he see, hunting after his Joseph? He will behold many a lover, hasting to seek the beloved. He will witness a world of desiring one search after the one desired. At every moment he findeth a weighty matter. In every hour he becometh aware of a mystery. For he hath taken his heart away from both worlds, and set out for the cabin of the beloved. At every step, aid from the invisible realm will attend him in the heat of his search, and the heat of his search will grow.
Okay.
At every step, aid from the invisible realm, and this is capitalized,
Yes.
aid from the invisible realm will attend him, and the heat of his search will grow.
So, aid from the invisible realm. Okay, at this point, Baha'u'llah doesn't tell us who is rendering that aid. It's just coming from the invisible realm. But what it does seem to imply to me is once you have decided to go on this search, you are not alone. At least that's
Not
what
at
it's
all.
saying to me.
Right.
You are not alone. Okay, you are getting help. Aid from the invisible realm will attend him, and the heat of his search will grow. So you'll be even more motivated. Okay. I don't know. Does that
Sure.
again? I don't want to say I'm just spitballing here because I'm not. I'm not. But this is just again my interpretation. And again, very personal on this level. It's not something I read elsewhere. This is just again, this is the way I'm interpreting this. Not that I haven't read elsewhere, but that's what it says to me. And I don't know. Am I on? Do you think I'm off? Do you think it's okay? Yeah, it's as good as anything else as far as interpretation.
One must judge of search by the standard of the Majnun of love. It is related that one day they came upon Majnun sifting in the dust, and his tears flowing down. They said, "What doest thou?" He said, "I seek for Layli." They cried, "Alas for thee, Layli is of pure spirit, and thou seekest her in the dust?" He said, "I seek her everywhere. Haply somewhere I shall find her. Yea, although to the wise it be shameful to seek the Lord of Lords in the dust, yet this betokeneth intense ardor in the searching. Whoso seeketh out a thing with zeal shall find it.
I do want to point out something. That word ardor, I had to take time to look it up. I thought I knew what ardor meant. It's so close to the word of adore. And so I thought it kind of meant the same thing, but I decided I would stop assuming, and I actually decided, let's look. It means passion.
Yes.
You have to have a real passion. I mean, this has
Right.
to be important to you. This is not something that you can just be casual about. You have to have this passion as you search for your beloved. And it says, whoso seeketh out a thing with zeal shall find it. Okay.
Yep. The true seeker hunteth not but the object of his quest, and the lover hath no desire save union with his beloved. Nor shall the seeker seek reach his goal unless he sacrifice all things.
Hmm.
That is, whatever he hath seen and heard and understood, all must be set at naught, that he may enter the realm of the Spirit, which is the city of God,
Okay. Okay. Again, making that comparison.
to rebirth.
Yeah.
Set everything back to zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Labor is needed if we are to seek him. Ardor is needed if we are to drink of the honey of the reunion with him. And if we taste of this cup, we shall cast away the world. On this journey, the traveler abideth in every land and dwelleth in every region. In every face, he seeketh the beauty of the friend. In every country, he looketh for the beloved. He joineth every company and seeketh fellowship with every soul, that haply in some mind he may uncover the secret of the friend, or in some face he may behold the beauty of the loved one. And if by the help of God he findeth on this journey a trace of the traceless friend, and inhaleth the fragrance of the long lost Joseph from the heavenly messenger, he shall straightway step into the valley of love.
Okay. I'm not going to let you continue there. So, what? Where are we at with this, boys and girls? Y- if you are indeed seeking, let's just say, a richer spiritual life. I don't know if those are the right words, but those are the words I'm going to use. It does take some serious attention, I guess, is one way of saying it. It takes some serious attention. It's something you have to work at. And he says, okay, labor is needed if we are to seek him. Him is capitalized. We're talking seeking God. Labor is needed. Ardor, passion again, ardor is needed if we are to drink of the honey of reunion with him. Think about that. Drink of the honey of reunion with him. That's another one of those words that grabbed me. Like we've been there before.
Absolutely.
Reunion with him. And if we taste of this cup, we shall cast away the world. And I'm sure we could spend a very long time talking about what the world is. Cast away the world? Do I have to become a pauper? Do I have to uh, give up all of my worldly goods? I mean, that simple phrase, we shall cast away the world. If we taste of this cup, we shall cast away the world. Maybe it's simply saying nothing else becomes as important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nothing else becomes as important. Okay. I'm trying not to be too wordy, but this will take maybe this will take us a year. Uh,
I
he
don't
said,
think
"He
so.
shall straightway step into the valley of love," and maybe this is a good point to do a song. And I should have taken while you were reading. I should have taken a little moment. I'm not going to use the drum. I'll just go ahead and play the song. This is a song I don't think we've done in a while. This is called "Sanctuary." Some people have probably heard it if you've been with us for a long time. when I'm feeling lonely and forsaken, when the world hangs heavy on my mind, when my joy for living has been taken, I come to you, Lord, and I always find sanctuary. Sanctuary, sanctuary. When my problems seem without solution, when it seems they just won't go away, when I'm overcome by life's confusion, you light my path and you prepare a way to sanctuary. 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 Oh, oh. Sanctuary. Sanctuary. Sometimes I lose all faith, and all I seem to do is grieve. You remove my difficulties. You give me reason to believe in you. I know with you that I'm protected in the stronghold of your defense. You comfort me when I'm rejected. You lift my spirits, give me confidence in your sanctuary. 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 Oh, oh. Sanctuary. Sanctuary. My. Sanctuary. I know with you that I'm protected in the stronghold of your defense. You comfort me when I'm rejected. You lift my spirits, give me confidence in your sanctuary. 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 Whoa, whoa. Sanctuary. Sanctuary. Oh. Sanctuary. 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 So we just finished reading about the Valley of Search, and here's something that I read about this, just kind of a brief synopsis of that stage. And I like the way it's said so simply. First and foremost, this is something I got offline, so I can't claim credit for this, but it says the seven valleys by Baha'u'llah is like a map for your soul's journey to connect with the divine. It's not about physical places, but about the different stages you go through as you grow spiritually. Here's a breakdown in modern terms. I'm just going to read the first one, the one we just finished. The search, Valley 1. This is where you start looking for something deeper in life. You realize that the everyday stuff isn't enough. And you begin to ask the big questions. It's about being open minded, patient, and willing to step outside your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's that simple. So now we have come to, uh-oh, I just dropped everything on the floor. The valley of love. You want me to pick it up from there or?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to start with that sentence that leads into it. And if by the help of God he findeth on this journey a trace of the traceless friend, and inhaleth the fragrance of the long lost Joseph from the heavenly messenger, he shall straightway step into the valley of love and be dissolved in the fire of love. In this city, the heaven of ecstasy is upraised, and the world illumining sun of yearning shineth. I'm going to read that again, read a little bit differently. He shall straightway step into the valley of love and be dissolved in the fire of love. In this city, the heaven of ecstasy is upraised, and the world illumining sun of yearning shineth, and the fire of love is ablaze. And when the fire of love is ablaze, it burneth to ashes the harvest of reason. Daryl?
What that mean?
Yeah. What's that mean?
The harvest of reason.
I- When the fire of love is ablaze, it burneth to ashes the harvest of reason. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give this a just kind of an everyday, and help me if this. Have you ever been so in love with someone, so in love that it just didn't make sense? Nothing made sense. Nobody. The reason was put aside. Now, hopefully, things worked out with this person you were so enamored with. But have you ever loved someone, or anyone out there ever loved one so deeply that, yeah, the decisions you made weren't necessarily logical? They weren't necessarily based on objectivity. They were based maybe on emotion, this drive of just loving whatever is the object of this affection. Well, remember that the object of affection in this case is trying to get closer to God. Okay, the fire of love is ablaze. And when the fire of love is ablaze, it burneth to ashes the harvest of reason. Now is the traveler unaware of himself and of aught besides himself. Okay, okay. Now is the traveler unaware of himself and of aught, which is nothing, of aught besides himself. He seeth neither ignorance nor knowledge, neither doubt nor certitude. He knoweth not the morn of guidance from the night of error. He fleeth both from unbelief and faith, and deadly poison is a balm to him. Anybody? I mean, this valley of love, it does sound like, yeah, you're crazy. I mean, the traveler is unaware of himself. I got to tell you, I write poetry. Or when I was very young, I wrote a lot of poetry, and most of it was love stuff, and most of it was driven by the heart of a very, very young person who was in love for the first time. And I think I just found the description that fits. The traveler is unaware of himself. It's like you don't matter anymore, and of nothing besides himself. Now, maybe I shouldn't say you don't matter. Whatever you were doesn't matter. It's like you have to have this thing that you are so taken with, this person you are so taken with. He seeth neither ignorance nor knowledge. Maybe everyone else can see that, you're a mess. but you can't see it. He seeth neither ignorance nor knowledge, neither doubt nor certitude. He knoweth not the morn of guidance from the night of error. He fleeth both from unbelief and faith, and deadly poison is a balm to him. Wherefore Attar saith, for the infidel error, for the faithful faith, for Attar's heart, an atom of thy pain. I don't pretend to know exactly what that means. But it does say, to move on, remember the steed of the valley of search was patience. Here it says, the steed of this valley is pain. And if there be no pain, oh my Lord, the steed of this valley is pain. And if there be no pain, this journey will never end. In this station, the lover hath no thought
I
save.
think you need to back up.
Ah, golly.
I think you need to back up.
Well, okay.
If there be no pain,
This journey will
this
never
journey
end.
will never end.
So don't expect it to be easy, I guess. Is this a
So
way of saying even spiritually, no
no
pain, no
pain,
gain?
no gain. Absolutely. It's a spiritually
Even
no pain, no
spiritually,
gain.
no pain, no gain. I mean, I have known the pain of questioning previously held misconceptions and previously held beliefs, even though they weren't necessarily misconceptions. That can be a painful process when you start questioning the things you took for granted based on what you were taught by people you very much trusted, maybe your main caretakers, or maybe society in general. And then you find that, wait a minute, maybe while I was imitating all those things, maybe there's a problem there. Now there's this possibly cognitive dissonance of what you believed and accepted without question to now you've searched, and maybe the object that you now are focusing on violates so much of what you took for granted. Possibly. The steed of this valley is pain. And if there be no pain, this
Well,
journey will never
I have to
end.
tell you this. As a young man,
You're still a young
I
man, Daryl.
as a young man, I came to believe that the the true purpose of life and the really the best life was a life of no pain.
I think a lot of people
And
think that way. I've thought
and
that way too. Yeah.
and I believe that he who had no pain was in Valhalla.
Oh,
Okay.
that was a
and
good life.
right. And I consequently learned that there was no growth within me as long as I had no pain.
Ah,
There was no spiritual growth. There was no physical growth. There was no growth without the pain. And
yeah.
that's exactly what this is saying. This puts it in words that I never thought of,
Uh,
but this is, this journey will never end without pain.
without pain.
So this is truly a spiritual way of saying no pain, no gain.
Yes. The steed of this valley is pain. And if there be no pain, this journey will never
Never end.
end. In this station, the lover hath no thought save the beloved, and seeketh no refuge save the friend. Beloved and friend, both capitalized. We've heard him said it many times. This is either a reference to God or the manifestation of God. In this station, the lover hath no thought save the beloved, and seeketh no refuge save the friend. I'm going to read, just get to the end of this paragraph. At every moment he offereth 100 lives in the path of the loved one. At every step he throweth 1,000 heads at the feet of the beloved. He offereth 100 lives. He'll give everything in the path of the loved one. At every step he throweth 1,000 heads at the feet of the beloved. Wow. I think after reading that, some people may be questioning, have I ever really loved anything
Yeah.
to this level? Well, we're going to stop there, folks. If you are reading in the same volume that we have here, as you can see, it's very small. It's actually two books in one, The Seven Valleys and the Four Valleys. Um, we're concentrating on the Seven Valleys. But we didn't say this, but if you have this particular copy, we're ending on page 9, somewhere there, near the top of the page. Okay. And with that being said, it is at this time that, as always, we like to allow anyone who would like to offer up a prayer or reading of your choosing, or even a song. This is that time. I don't know. Is Andy out there? I don't think so. Um, so at this time, anyone who would like to offer up a prayer of your choosing, or a passage, or something of that nature, this is that time.
All right, I have a prayer.
Terry is going to share with us. Thank you, Terry. So please feel free.
Many a chilled heart, O my God, hath been set ablaze with the fire of thy cause, and many a slumberer hath been wakened by the sweetness of thy voice. How many other strangers who have sought shelter beneath the shadow of the tree of thy oneness, and how numerous the thirsty ones who have panted after the fountain of thy living waters in thy days. Blessed is he that hath set himself towards thee, and hastened to attain the dayspring of the lights of thy face. Blessed is he who, with all his affections, hath turned to the dawning place of thy revelation, and the fountainhead of thy inspiration. Blessed is he that hath expended in thy path what thou didst bestow upon him through the bounty and favor. Blessed is he who, in his sore longing after thee, hath cast away all else except thyself. Blessed is he that hath enjoyed intimate communion with thee, and rid himself of attachment to anyone save thee. I beseech thee, O my Lord, by him who is thy name, who through the power of thy sovereignty and might hath risen above the horizon of his prison, to ordain for everyone what becometh thee and beseemeth thine exaltation. The might and truth is equal to all things. By the way, just a note, the Seven Valleys was written in the period where Baha'u'llah was in Baghdad prior to his declaration. And this was the period of time after he returned from Kurdistan. Just a historical note.
Thank you very much, Terry. I think I'm hooked up here somewhere. There we go. Is there anyone else who would like to share?
I would.
Good morning, Kim.
Good
Please.
morning. O thou kind Lord, thou hast created all humanity from the same stock. Thou hast decreed that all shall belong to the same household. In thy holy presence, they are all thy servants, and all mankind are sheltered beneath thy tabernacle. All have gathered together at thy table of bounty. All are illumined through the light of thy providence. O God, thou art kind to all. Thou hast provided for all, dost shelter all, conferst life upon all. Thou hast endowed each and all with talents and faculties, and all are submerged in the ocean of thy mercy. O thou kind Lord, unite all, let the religions agree, and make the nations one, so that they may see each other as one family and the whole earth as one home. May they all live together in perfect harmony. O God, raise aloft the banner of the oneness of mankind. O God, establish the most great peace. Cement thou, O God, the hearts together. O thou kind Father God, gladden our hearts through the fragrance of thy love. Brighten our eyes through the light of thy guidance. Delight our ears with the melody of thy word, and shelter us all in the stronghold of thy providence. Thou art the mighty and powerful. Thou art the forgiver, and thou art the one who overlooketh the shortcomings of all mankind. From Abdul Baha.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to share at this time? Please, Mike. Mhm. I don't think that mic is turned on you, so make sure you have to, yeah, push that up. There we go.
It's a passage
Please.
from Gleanings. O my brother, when a true seeker determineth to take the step of search in the path leading unto the knowledge of the Ancient of Days, he must before all else cleanse his heart, which is the seat of the revelation of the inner mysteries of God, from the obscuring dust of all acquired knowledge and the illusions of the embodiments of satanic fancy. He must purge his breast with this, which is the sanctuary of the abiding love of the beloved, of every defilement, and sanctify his soul from all that pertaineth to water and clay, from all shadowy and ethereal attachments. He must so cleanse his heart that no remnant of either love or hate may linger therein, lest that love blindly incline him to error, or that hate repel him away from the truth. Even as thou dost witness in this day how most of the people, because of such love and hate, are bereft of the immortal face, have strayed far from the embodiments of the divine mysteries, and, shepherdless, are roaming through the wilderness of oblivion and error.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
that,
you.
Mike. Now, you say that's from Gleanings.
Yes.
Okay.
CXXV, whatever that is.
CXXV. CXXV, that's 125.
125.
Yes.
Okay.
Gleanings
I thought it
125.
was, well, it was in support, I think.
Yes. I just wanted to say uh, that, I mean, I think about the fact that Pam offered up, helped us with that term, wayfarer, and got me on the right track. And Terry just shared something that kind of gave us a little more clarity on when Baha'u'llah wrote the Seven Valleys, which fell in line with what you were saying. But I like this input from others. Uh, when we face the fact that this is more of a conversation, it's certainly not a speech, it's certainly not a sermon. It's a conversation that usually is just the two of us, admittedly. But I really like having input from others. And obviously, we don't have enough time for people to go on and on and on and on and on. But if anyone who briefly at some point, and I apologize for not being able to get this from the people in Facebook, but anyone in the Zoom who briefly at some point, when it's relevant, would like to offer up, a thought, I want to remind people, please feel free to do so. I mean, this is, again, it's a conversation that, at least in my case, I know, I don't think I have the gray matter to assume, to be so presumptuous as to think I've got some deep stuff I can share. I can give my own thoughts just like everyone else can, and I want people to feel free to do that. Obviously, we have to be respectful in the way we do it. We have to be brief in the way we do it. But it certainly is something that I personally welcome. So thank you, everyone who, again, who has some input, who gives some input.
As
Yeah,
do I. It's
yeah,
always an opportunity to learn
yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
something different. Something
Tony, I wrote something in the chat. I didn't know if that was a way to do input.
Well, we can't see it from here, so would you like to share it?
Let's see, what did I write? It was, about what you were reading. I just said that my take on this is that we have to die to ourselves, our egos, our selfish desire to develop our spiritual capacity and to be a vessel capable of holding God's light. This is a very difficult and very painful process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
for
Wow.
sure. For
Thank
sure.
you,
Thank you,
Kim.
Kim.
You're welcome.
I think I have some work to do.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this is an ongoing journey. It's an ongoing process, and and one thing that was pointed out that I found in my reading is that while we can talk about these things sequentially, it's not always that perfect sequence. And I know we're not just running out of time; we've run out of time. But while we can talk about these, and Baha'u'llah lays them out in a sequence, they don't necessarily occur that way. And it's something that often we have to revisit a stage and repeat stages and so forth and so on. But the most important thing is being on the journey. That's the most important thing. And we're so short on time. Folks, there are lots of places you can get more information on the Baha'i Faith online. There are various websites. Right now, I think the main thing we will probably want to mention is this one right here, www.clearwaterbaha'is.org. But there are others, and we're running out of time, and so I don't, I don't want to belabor, belabor it. And I think I'm just not even going to cue up the drum. I'm just going to go ahead and just.
So the one thing I will tell you is what I have to tell you every week. If you don't do anything else, just share the love. I guarantee you, your world's going to be better. Everyone's world around you is going to be better if you just do that. It's simple. Thank you for joining us. Allow
O people of justice, be as brilliant as the light, and as splendid as the fire that blazed in the burning bush. The brightness of the fire of your love will no doubt fuse and unify the contending peoples and kindreds of the earth, whilst the fierceness of the flame of enmity and hatred cannot but result in strife and ruin. We beseech God that he may shield his creatures from the evil designs of his enemies. He verily hath power over all things. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let your vision be world embracing. Let it be. Let it be world embracing. Watch over yourselves, for the evil one is lying in wait, ready to entrap you. Gird yourselves against his wicked devices. And led by the light of the name of the all-seeing God, make your escape from the darkness that surroundeth you. Let your vision be world-embracing, rather than confined to your own self. These are the words of Baha'u'llah. Have a good week, folks. Take care. Hope we see you here back here next week. Oh, that was kind of difficult. We just finished
Allah
just in time to allow about 10:55 exactly. Oh my goodness. And edging in on 10.